Phil, one of the things that I've just noticed coming here is I just automatically assumed Fort McMurray was going to be this terrible place, but it just looks like any other city.
Yeah, I mean, something I've been thinking of for quite a while, but now it's kind of confirmed here is, we came from our nice, cozy homes that look a lot like this, and went through a whole bunch of natural land, sat in a sweat with some Mikisew Cree and Athabasca Chipewyan, and heard and felt a whole bunch of the sorrow that they have about what is going on here. You guys have seen the tailings ponds. I haven't seen them yet, but it's definitely out there. And what is the thing in the end that causes all of this? Home.
Demand to drive.
All of this.
Demand to eat.
This culture causes it. We get to the very end of the pilgrimage, and where do we end up? Right where we started.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for you?
Culture has to change. It's not about maybe some bad people up in Fort McMurray necessarily. We, in our own way, we all power this. That's what it says to me. Because, I was thinking that this was going to be really grungy, really nasty, This is what all the people back home demand. If I didn't know that there were massive tailings ponds and all this stuff just to the north, I'd come through here thinking, wow, actually, this is a pretty nice city. Yeah. It's a pretty, it's a pretty nice town,
Oh. Turn right here.
Okay.
Sorry.
There's nothing really out of the ordinary. They even have a bike path.
We were at this hotel this morning in Fort McMurray getting our rental car, and we found this beautiful tourism booklet. It's replete with beautiful pictures and food and getaways, tours of oil sands infrastructure, and then here on the back is a tour of the extraction sites and tailings ponds, and it gives you an opportunity to, it's called the reclamation loop, which goes past all the same sites that we went to on the healing gather as part of the healing gathering when we first arrived. And this is, for example, it talks about that there's this herd of bison, but we've recently found out that they have all died. All the bison have died because of anthrax poisoning, which is an impact of the extraction process. And it's something that makes it that humans can't go to that site either.
Could you read the first two sentences of that?
Explore the Syncrude, come meet our neighbors. Explore the Syncrude reclamation loop to see why our forest-dwelling friends call our reclaimed land home. Not to mention a herd of wood bison, which you can observe from the wood bison viewpoint. Like them, you'd never know this land was once part of an active mining operation, because our goal is to return the land we used to use to the plants and animals and to people like you.
What's your response to that?
I think it's a lot more complex than that, and the fact that these bison have all died is horrible, and it's probably not something that they understood was going to happen either. Maybe they made an earnest effort to try and make it nice for these bison, and they're all dead. And I think it's just what's happening with these tailings ponds that we learned about is challenging on many levels, that animals that go into them die for sure, and dust and wind, and both from evaporation from the water, and then also affected land could get dust storms that blow toxins out over the land and other places too.
My name is Bruna Lancha. I'm an employee here with the RMWB in Fort McMurray, and welcome to the McMurray Experience. This is a brand new place here for residents and visitors. Hope you enjoy. So this is the McMurray Experience. It's a brand new high-tech touchscreen area here for the residents and visitors of Fort McMurray. We have 9 different stations here in our area. This is one of our hidden little secrets here. We have the interactive table. It gives you a city view of Fort McMurray here. Okay, so this is where we are right now, down in the city buildings, RMWB. So you can zoom in. You can also tilt the map so you can get a feeling of how tall certain buildings are, how big the hills are around here. There's also highways. Ooh. And rivers that run through our city here.
The Athabasca River, is that?
Athabasca and the Clearwater, yep.
Now, does it show like Syncrude and all of the?
No, it doesn't. So it only goes as far as the airport
Oh, okay.
and Timberley. So this is Timberley area here. So that's the last, and then Syncrude would be all the way up there. And the last area over here, that's the runway at the airport.
Okay.
So this is the whole image that we have of the city. They send us more updates, and then eventually have like the whole Wood Buffalo Park.
Okay. So I'm curious, like why they started doing that. You know, of showing people the oil sands and not keeping it a secret. I guess.
Well, it's so huge, like how can you keep it a secret, right? And this is what this whole town is about. There's a lot of workers here from all over Canada, even over the world. Like this morning we had people from New Zealand in here. So everyone comes here to see it and our northern lights, so why try and hide it? Like, it's there.
Sure.
No point, yeah.
Right, why not try?
Yeah.
Makes a tourist.
And it provides so much for the residents here and visitors, so it gives everyone an amazing life and opportunities up here.
Sure. Did you go up?
No, but I've been in town for, it'll be 10 years in November, and I came from Ontario.
Wow, okay.
So I work at the ski hill here as well, so that's why I originally came out here. So Vista Ridge, and then I work at Air Canada for 7.5 years now.
Wow, so it's kind of a lot of snowbirds and a lot of that kind of
Yeah.
that's cool.
Do you want to see something else, like maybe our social wall? Okay.
I like this guest book too, to show how many people from around the world come here.
So this is the globe, and each dot has a number on it. So say if you click here, this person is from Oman. If you click here, this person from Tanzania.
It's like a little fun fact about them.
Yeah, anywhere
So
around.
futuristic.
I know, and it's all touch screen. It's amazing, and then you can like zoom in, see all the people from Canada. So like a lot of people here are from Newfoundland. So as you can see, that little area there, there's a whole bunch of people. And then BC, Alberta, all in here.
So would you say that the majority of people here work at the oil sands or work?
Oh yeah, I'd say yeah. And then there's our social media wall. So these are pictures and tweets sent in if you hashtag YMM, RMWB, or McMurray Experience. So just for an example, you can click on a picture, see one's beautiful backyard on a nice day, hanging out. Monarchs football was up here. Just quotes like never look back. And then tweets as well, so like diversified buses. They're pretty much the buses that run all around town and bring site workers to and from work, so just messages.
Oh, interesting.
And then there's also the community calendar, so you can see all the events going on in the region here, so there's always so much to do here.
Do you have a lot of people come in and use the board, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. They just come in and see, oh, okay, this is happening this weekend.
Right, it's like an updated bulletin board.
Yeah. And there's also the filter. So say if you're here and you're interested in what's going on in sports, it'll bring up. So like the half marathon's happening here, September 20th. Here's the location, here's the website, here's a description where you can register, phone number to contact.
It's amazing.
So when people say, oh, I don't know what to do, here you go. There's a whole calendar.
That's amazing.
Like since I've been here, this place has changed so much.
Oh yeah, how in what way?
Like just grown so much. Like before, there was only like a couple streets, let's say. Now there's like Timberley up there, which has like thousands of houses, you know? So it just keeps growing, and new subdivisions, new like parks. We just had the new Sny Park downtown. If you guys have had the chance to look at that, it's like a whole new building and like 3 outdoor tennis courts, I believe, 3 or 4, and a park out there. And there's a new park up in Timberley, W.K. Wong, I believe his name is, a water park after that doctor that was here in town for like 20-something years. So there's just like a whole bunch of stuff that the city does here for everyone. It's amazing.
My name's Derek, and I've been involved in community-based economic development for about 10, 12 years through an organization in the U.S. called the Business Alliance for Local Living Economies.
Okay.
And it's all about placemaking, community, local, mom and pop shops, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Is that an area that you focus on, or that this work that here is focused on?
It's funny that you say that. It's not. I mean, this job specifically is. Sorry, that's my phone. It specifically is for community resource base, that we do want people investing in our community. But as far as my expertise, it's not. I'm just very passionate about it. So I do enjoy speaking on it. Like, this is where I want to be in a community and building it and making it a success, especially a place like Fort Mac that has endless potential. But no, I'm not an expert by any means. No.
I think it makes you an expert if you care and you're passionate.
Well, I think that can go a long way, right? You can talk the talk.
Yeah.
And I do care, so. Because like I said, I came out here just to help my brother, spent 2 weeks with him, and I got here and I never left. I had no job, I had nothing. I came out in my car with my Ontario plates, and that was it. I was like, I'm sold, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you like about this place?
I don't know, it's just like a hometown feel. I came from Ottawa, big city. I was over it. I didn't, you don't get to know your neighbors, you don't chat, you don't have those comfort or coffee at the cafe. I just didn't have that feel anymore. I lost it. So coming here, I just like, wow, it's a nice small town again. Good hometown feel.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're surrounded by people from Newfoundland, you get a hometown feel. They're down-to-earth people, and that's what a lot of people are here. They're just down-to-earth.
Yeah.
They're here trying to better themselves, and honest to God, like Fort Mac, like dreams can come true here for a lot of people. Look at the lady that owns the cafe. She's from Jamaica. She's killing it here. Like who would have thought? But she really is. So it's a place where, you can be very successful. Yes, the money's great, but it also, it's good to us. If you're good to it, it'll be good to you. And so far, so good.
Do you think it's possible to create a local economy that doesn't rely on the ups and downs of the industry?
I don't know. It's a tough call. I mean, if you look at it nationally, right? What industries are we relying on? It's it's a tough call. I don't know if what natural resources we have out here that we can rely on other than people investing in the community. I mean, lots of little town places didn't grow on an industry. There's commuters, there's people that travel, but it's like, well, I want to call this home. I'll drive to Toronto and live in Lindsay. I'll drive to Toronto and live in Peterborough, right? It's the same idea. You have to make this your home. You have to believe that your community and your safety and your kids, like growing up, this is where it's at. So I don't know what would be out there, though, to sustain this as far as another, resource. It would just rely on people's hearts and that being committed to the community. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Hey, no worries. That's what we're here for. It's all about sharing your experience, right?
Totally.
Wherever you're from, who would have thought I'd meet, 5 bikers traveling from Seattle up to Fort McMurray, right?
You said most people are not from here, though, right? Like you were telling me about the area code thing. Can you say that?
Yeah, no, a lot of people, they're from all over the place. Like, I mean, you look at our globe for one, yeah, they're from different countries, but all over Canada, right? Like, this was, and, in my opinion, still is the place to go to make, to find work and to do things. Like, they call this, what do they say? It's the capital of Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Fort McMurray, you're halfway across the country, but it's the capital of Newfoundland. Everybody from Newfoundland lives here.
Yeah, I heard that there's some good places.
right? So
The
this
barista
is,
that served my tea.
yeah, like there's a lot of people that just, they know where it's at, and this is where you come to make money. I mean, the East Coast, unless you're a fisherman or you're going into the lumber yards and, you know, breaking your back every day, you're not making money. And this is where it's at. So they do, they come out here, they work, and they support their families. So yeah, we're from all over. Look at Bruna. We got family in Portugal. Like, you know, like we're from all walks of life. It's great. One of the first things I noticed when I came here, I went to the grocery store and I looked at the cashiers and I was like, there was not one white person working. And I was like, the diversity here is fantastic. Like, it's unbelievable. It's crazy. Everybody, you know, it's just a great, diverse community to be involved in.
It's a video they put together kind of showing the finer points of the town of Fort McMurray. You know, we know that there are impacts from this. I mean, regardless of what I think about it, you know, there are impacts from this. There are climate impacts from this. You know, we sat in a sweat lodge with, you know, people that were like, you know, crying, worried about how long their grandchildren were going to live because of all sorts of like illnesses. You know, it's not up for debate. There are effects due to this. You know, and then even along the way, you know, there have been spills in the past from different pipelines, you know, and if it's sort of out of sight, people feel okay, you know, people feel kind of safe to go, yeah, but that's kind of out of sight, out of mind, you know, it's underground. The only way I can tell that it exists is my cows sleep on top of the pipeline, you know. And it's like, so there's been this, I feel like society, there's this kind of compartmentalization of, no, it's not so bad. There's a problem, but the problem is upstream. And what I guess what I didn't realize I would find is that kind of compartmentalization.
Stay left. Oh, wait,
Stay left?
yeah. Just kidding.
That compartmentalization comes all the way up to McMurray, even to the city limits, where it's like, you know, there are like people that promote the town, and they're good people that promote the town, and they want a community, and well, damn straight, you know, that's good. People want a community, you know. I mean, wow, good for them. But the knowledge of what happens north of town and the impacts and the implications are still pushed just to the north of town. Just like at home, we figure it's somewhere way out there. To them, it's just north of town. So I kind of feel like everyone, including me, I mean, in my own way, here I am driving a car, everyone tries to push who is sort of at fault for this, or who is really responsible for this, or where the kind of destruction occurs out of their realm and kind of into the next one. And then here, wow, look, there we are. So close, so very close to the belly of the beast. That compartmentalization mentally still happens. Fort McMurray just from the people we've talked to, strikes me as a town that it loves being a town, it loves being a community, and it really tries compartmentalizing itself from that which powers it.
And do we do that ourselves?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you talk about that for a second?
I'm driving a car right now. I'm driving a fucking car. You're gonna have to bleep that. But no, I'm driving a car right now. And I could say, oh, but I'm doing this for the greater good. I'm doing this to complete my pilgrimage and to make this film because these roads would be unsafe to, ride on. So all I've done now is say that, well, it's the system that's making me do it. In some ways, that's right. In other ways, here I am. I'm playing a part in the system. So yeah, a lot of us have jobs that contribute to this kind of thing. And, maybe we compartmentalize, that. We go, yeah, but I'm doing really good things. And, even the job I work for is doing good things. And the people that use the things that, the job I'm doing makes, they do good things. But in the end, a lot of it comes down to being powered by what we're headed right into. See, it's
Well, this is the
reclaimed.
reclamation.
So this is the beautified area.
It's their loop of trying to. That's what the tailings ponds are. It's supposed to be reclamation.
The tailings ponds of reclamation. So you need scarecrows on something you've reclaimed to keep birds from landing on it, because if they do, they'll die. That's reclaimed.
I really want you guys to hear the cannons. That's right.
I actually got a little pain in my heart right now. Like, it hurts. Weird.
What Buffalo viewpoint?
Okay, this is it. Pull up here. The road is closed because this is where they died.
He died up here?
This was like a little part of the tour that you could go and see the buffalo. But now it's saying close.
So what buffalo are dying?
This was another thing they didn't know in the visitor center. Because here's the question. If we find a bunch of berries in here, which I do see there's some rose hips, if we picked a whole bunch of berries here and we put them in front of a Suncor exec, would they eat them? I mean, that's kind of the test, isn't it? Like, how confident are you in how you've reclaimed this? Let's go take a walk. Let's go see. This is the health and vitality roughly of an inner city park. Like if this were in the middle of Los Angeles, I would say, hey, great, they've got some green space. I mean, stuff is unhealthy, but hey, we're in the middle of Los Angeles. It's just that we're not in the middle of Los Angeles. We're supposed to be in the middle of the boreal forest, 56 degrees north on the Canadian Shield. This ain't LA, or at least,
Like LA.
huh?
Smells like LA.
I don't know what's going on with half the stuff. But
What's going on is stuff has been planted, and life is trying really, really goddamn hard to survive. And I wish it all the good prayers and good thoughts in the world, because these plants are trying to. These plants don't want to die, and they're trying real, real hard to survive. And hey, all the best. There's a little bit of lichen. We're not getting any of the wispies.
I mean, but look at this. I'm just pulling off the needles from this tree. They're not. Is it as it?
They
Was that
poured
right?
Topsoil, and they
Was that
planted
right?
trees in
They
1990.
they put topsoil on it. They had to put topsoil. So what we're seeing is air pollution. They're not even growing in the bitumen. I doubt they could grow in the bitumen.
I wonder how.
And this is just air pollution that we're seeing.
So in other words, what you're seeing is Band-Aid.
Yeah, they
Band-Aid.
covered it up, but what we're seeing the sickness is just from the air. And eventually, if the roots go down, I don't know how some of these trees got so big, but they're gonna start going down to the bitumen layer.
Well, the thing is, the bitumen layer used to be fairly shallow here. What I'd be more concerned about is, what solvents and other chemicals are